weekly what sold video. I'm going to let you know what has been selling for me this second week of July. Yeah, second week of July on Depop, Mercari, Poshmark, and eBay. I'm going to let you know some tips and tricks that I use to keep sales going even when it's slower. I know a lot of other sellers have been talking about slower sales. So the first thing I want to talk about though is Prime Lister, which is a service that I use to automate my Poshmark closet. Last week, when my Poshmark was really slow for a couple of days, I ended up coming into Prime Lister, and so you can automatically select, and then you can keep scrolling and selecting all your listings. So what I did this on Sunday, I think, and you can scroll down, that'll automatically populate more, and then you can just keep, so select. Anyway, I went through there and I went ahead and chose everything that I've had for longer than 90 days. So you can do filters here too with that. You can push available, you can push the minimum age, the maximum, minimum likes, prices, things like that. So I dropped all of my prices on there, and by 10%, if anything I've had for more than 90 days, and it went ahead and sent out messages or notifications to buyers to tell them, this person has just dropped the item. If you buy it today, since it was closet clear out, you'll get discounted shipping. So some people bought it from that dropped price. Other people sent me counter offers, but it was only a little bit less than that. So that definitely helped me make a lot of sales on Poshmark. Also on here, you can do your sharing. You can set up how much you want it to share. You can do community share if you want to share other people's. You can do the relist. You have your offers to likers. I have mine set up for just 1 minute after they liked it, the return share, party share, and return follow. So if you're interested in using Prime Lister, please go ahead and click on the link down below in the description. You can save money on your first month. Like I said, if you're doing Poshmark by just doing it yourself, I would not recommend that. It's way too slow. Your time is worth more than that. So please go ahead, use the code, get Prime Lister if you don't have a cross-listing or if you don't have a Poshmark automation service, or if you're ready to switch to a new one. I really like it. I would not do my business without it. Let's get into the sales. Okay, we are going to start off with Depop. First up, I sold this bundle of 2 items. This was a Free People shirt, size large, and a vintage Disney Winnie the Pooh sweatshirt. So you can do bundles on Depop. They ended up just doing both of these together and paying for them. They paid $59.31. So that was nice. Next up was this Trip NYC shirt. This sold for $34. Trip NYC is a good goth brand to be on the lookout for. It had lots of details with these buckles and straps. This one did seem to be more like of a Y2K or 90s with this tag. So I was really excited to sell that. I kind of had a feeling that would sell on Depop, and I was right. Next up, I sold this Pilcrow. This is an Anthropologie brand. It sold for $15. I was trying to get some some Anthropologie, Free People, some different brands like that and just in summer type items that would sell good for the summer, just so I didn't have a whole bunch of sweaters and coats and stuff like that. So that's an okay sale. This sold for $25.50. Kind of surprising, not a brand that I would normally sell. It is the brand Angie, but I got it because of the style. So this was more of a style-based pickup. I did look for this tiered maxi skirts with the lace. I feel like that's really popular right now. So I did pick that up because of style, not because of the brand. Next up are these Dojo jeans. So 7 for all mankind. I hardly pick up anything except for Dojo. I was just watching the Grateful Queen's video, and she sold some for $50. Mine sold for $60 on Depop in less than 24 hours. She was saying the same thing. For the most part, most of the other 7 for all mankind jeans are not worth it. Look for these ones with the 7 on the pocket, specifically with the white stitching. They do a lot better. Next up, I sold these shoes. These sold for $24. They were a pair of Merrells. These were a women's size 10, mimosa, ginger, waterproof. I did use Gorpcore hiking and outdoor for my keywords. These were in excellent condition. Camping and hiking gear is still selling really good right now. I'm actually going next Friday to Glacier National Park with my husband. We're going on a road trip. So next week's What Sold video will come out on Thursday. Actually, I'll schedule it for Friday. I'll film it Thursday night, so it might have a little bit less sales than normal. Next up is a pair of Doc Marten boots. These sold for $54. Women's size 10, they were definitely the older ones that are made in England, and they had some creases and some wear, but some people still kind of like that look, so I went ahead and grabbed them, and that was a pretty good sale. And then the last item I just sold this morning, I haven't shipped it out yet, was this Zarina shirt. This is more of a minimalist type brand. This is a white, size small. Here's what the tag looks like. long sleeve cotton top. So that's it on eBay. Let's move on to Mercari. That is my stuff that I have listed. So we have 5 in progress. Oh no, 4. Okay. I'm talking to you about sales that are from June 5th through the 12th, by the way. First up was this J. Crew. It says sweater blazer, but that was a mistake. It's actually just a blazer. If you watched one of my recent haul videos, you would have seen this. This was a blue. It was just polyester, but I felt like the style was really good. It sold for $34 within about a week, so that is excellent. Next up is a pair of Judy blue skinny jeans. These sold for $25. They were in a size 27, and then they had a little mark on them, which you can't really see because it's blocking it. But that's why, oh, there we go. That's why I listed them lower. And how do I get out of this? Anyway, those sold for $25. Next up is a pair of Dansko shoes. I listed these higher because I think they were new without tags, so I can't mark them new with tags since they didn't have any. But I did make sure to put that in my description that I don't think they've ever been worn. And those sold for $54, so that was great. And then I sold this Title IX dress for my full asking price of $40. This was a size medium paisley, again with those hiking outdoor keywords. And that was a really great sale. So let's move on to Poshmark. I'm going to turn that sound off my phone. I don't know if you guys heard that. And we're going to keep going. Next up, I saw these On Cloud shoes. This is my first Poshmark sale here. These used to be mine. I washed them and dried them, and when I dried them, they shrunk. So has that ever happened to you guys? I don't know if it's just with the brand On Cloud or if I just need to be careful and only air dry shoes. Somebody said I could get these things to like stretch them back out, but they were just too tight for me. I didn't feel like buying something to make them fit me again. So I sold them for $32. I did kind of have them for a little while. They didn't really sell that fast. But I would still pick up something like this if I saw it at the thrift store as long as they were cheap. Next up was this new with tags Aloe yoga jacket. This I actually had listed quite a bit higher. Some of the sold comps were really high. It was called the Ready Set jacket, but when somebody offered me $80, I just went ahead and took that. Another tip I would say for making sales right now is just to make sure that you are not being greedy. Like I have been taking so many offers. I've hardly been countering. I've never been declining. I just always counter offer if it's really low, like under 50%. But I have been taking, Ellie, stop. Good thing I didn't have the camera on me because I literally just jumped. Ellie, would you stop it? I'm trying to make a video. Okay, sorry, Ellie's my dog, obviously. What was I saying? I don't know. Making sales, accepting offers. Okay, if it comes back to me, I'll get back on my train of thought. Next up was a bundle. I actually didn't have these J. Crew shorts, sadly, but the buyer was really nice, and she said she'll just take the jeans and the soft surroundings top, and I don't have to worry about it because they were literally marked down to $3. These were the barrel leg jeans. They're supposed to be like the super trendy jeans. They were new with tags. They were in a plus size. They still didn't sell good. They sat forever. And then the other item was this soft surroundings 2X linen cover up. I usually have better luck with soft surroundings plus size, but I didn't. Again, this was marked down to $8. So I was happy to get that bundle out for $31. Next up was an Anthropologie hutch. This was a vest. This is a brand that I've gotten before that can do well with Anthropologie. That's what the tag looks like. So kind of like this sleeveless gray, yellow, floral type vest. That sold in about a month or two. Next up with a pair of cabbie pants. These used to be Ryan's. I went ahead and listed them. Size 10. They were a green linen Charlie pant was the style. I think they were actually listed at like 17, but I went ahead and just took that offer of $10 because I wanted to make sales, and I'm not ready, but I don't really want to keep just old cabbie in my store. So if somebody makes an offer, I'll take it. Next up are a pair of Birkenstock sandals. I'm actually going to be taking my computer with you guys to get a drink, so you're not going to see me, but I'm walking around and talking. So if something sounds weird, that's it. These are a pair of Birkenstock sandals in a size 8. I got these at a garage sale for I think like $1 or $2, and they were pretty worn out. But I was still willing to pick them up because I usually can sell Birkenstocks pretty well. So I guess that's up to you and how you want to do your business, but look, they were bad. So anyway, let's move on from that. After that, I sold a bundle of 2 items. These were a pair of Loa boots. Loa is an outdoor hiking boot brand that tends to do pretty good. These were a size 6.5. I haven't had these very long. And then she also bundled this soft surrounding sweater. This was in a size 2X. It was new with tags. It was a linen blend, but for some reason, I actually have 2 of them. They are not selling. So basically, she got this for free and paid for the boots, which I was totally fine with. Next up, I sold these Athleta pants. These were in a size 0. They were called the Endless pant. When I looked up sell-through rate on the Endless joggers, they were actually pretty good, around 100%. So even though they're a size 0, I decided to pick them up. They sold for $23. So I'm pretty happy with that, especially for a size 0 in Athleta. Next up are a pair of Viore pants. I love selling Viore. I actually had a funny comment going on my YouTube shorts. If you don't follow me, I have all my social media stuff down below. But I showed a thrift haul of when I was finding stuff in the stores that I was going to pick up, and one was a Viore short sleeve top. And somebody was like, in the video, I was like, oh, this already sold for $31. And someone's like, yeah, right, you didn't sell that for $31. It's so ugly. So then I replied, I'm like, no, it literally did. So you'll see that in my eBay sales, but I'm just like, people are clueless. Anyway, Viore is a Bolo brand. Here's what the new tag looks like. These are the Halo Performance joggers. I love selling this. They were a size small, navy blue, $76. Excellent sale there. Next up are a pair of Spanx jeans in a size extra large. These are a pair of blue high-rise skinny jeans. I will pick these up in a size large or bigger. It seems like when you go down to the small or the medium, the sell-through rate just isn't there. So that's why I try to stick to the larger sizes. Next up were a pair of Keen sandals. These sold extremely fast. They were a women's size 10. These were a pair of, they were called the Summer Golden sandals. They kind of were like a Mary Jane style, so those sold really fast. I'm trying to get through this before my husband gets home. He's been out of town in Des Moines for a week, and I'm filming upstairs. So anyway, new with tags Everlane jeans. When I originally picked them up, they had a better sell-through rate. It was the 90s curvy, cheeky, straight jean, and they were organic cotton. But it seemed like the longer I held on to them, the worse that it got with the sell-through rate and the sell price. So those sold for $27. I would not pick those up again. Next up is the brand Bryn Walker. This is a sweater poncho. This sold for $40, which is great. It was a virgin wool. Usually I seem to find this brand in a linen, which I like picking up. The size tag is right behind the brand tag. So I am happy with a $40 sweater sale. I'm starting to see a little bit of uptick in the fall pieces. So definitely be picking them up at your thrift store if you're not. Next up is a pair of American Eagle jeans. These are a size 20. They were new with tags. They were the super high-rise festival flare. $24. It seems like even with new with tags American Eagle jeans, I can only get about $25 to $30. So I guess keep that in mind when you are out shopping for your business. This was a bundle that sold for $40. Eileen Fisher size small V-neck orange linen sweater, a J. McLaughlin orange short sleeve shirt, and a pair of Eileen Fisher medium wool pants. So all of this stuff has been dropped down in price if it is that low, because I never really start my prices that low. So glad to move out some older items. That would also be something I suggest for your business. Make sure you're doing markdown sales. Like, we don't need to be keeping things for years. Okay, some people will literally do this. So if you do, it's okay. In my opinion, you should be running some kind of markdown sale all the time. So just like regular stores in the mall, they do clearance sales, like we should be doing that too. So that would be a tip. I would say on eBay, you can run a markdown sale. I think once you have just the basic starter store, which is like $5 a month. On Poshmark, you can do closet clear out. If you use Prime Lister like I use, you can go ahead and do it that way. Like, that does help make more sales. Next up was this Lane Bryant blazer. This is in a size 24. It was new with tags, navy blue floral. I thought, oh, maybe it's new and it'll do better. No, it didn't. I'm not picking up Lane Bryant. Why did I do that? I saw these Anthropologie pants. These were in a size extra large. They were blue, striped linen, high rise. So I really like picking up Anthropologie and Free People in the larger sizes. That sold probably in about 1 or 2 months. Next up was a pair of Judy blue jeans. These were in a size 29. My Instagram followers and I were having some discussion because they are maternity jeans. And first I didn't know if the Judy blue originally made those, but then I found the stock picture, so I guess they do. Have you guys ever sold maternity jeans? These ones were a boyfriend fit, and they sold for $26. So I was happy with that. Next up, after that, I sold this Land's End swimsuit in a size 12. This was a purple paisley, just like a ruched stretch swimsuit. This is kind of about between 18 and 25 is what I can sell Land's End swimsuits for normally. So I was happy with that. Next up was a Tommy Bahama jacket. I think I was trying out some Tommy Bahama in the spring, early summer to see how it would do. Some things did okay. I sold a couple of athletic skirts. This one didn't do as good. It sold for $15, so happy to move it out. Next up is a fail and is a pair of FitFlop shoes that sold for $3. So at this point, I should have either relisted them or just donated them. They were a size 6, so a smaller size. In the FitFlops, I feel like when they're not sandals, they just don't do that great for me. So there's my fail of the week. If you guys want to go ahead and, I was going to say make fun of me, but you won't, right? It's okay. It happens. Next up is a pair of frame jeans. These were a size 25. They were the Easy Flare. I'm hardly ever picking up frame, but obviously this is a better style than all of the skinnies that we see everywhere that are extremely stretched out. So $36 on those was a good sale. I would say if you're constantly making sales for like not very much money, then that's when you need to be really reassessing your business. But if it's just mixed in every once in a while because it's like, oh, it just slipped through the cracks, or it's like it went through some markdown sales, it was like one bad buy, like whatever. But like if it's constantly happening, you need to figure out what's going on in your business. Next up is this New With Tags Alexis dress. This was found at my local Goodwill for only $10. It retailed for $583, which is crazy, but as you can see, it sold for $87. So just because something retails for a high amount does not mean it's going to sell anywhere near there, but I'm still really happy with an $87 sale on a $10 investment. Next up was a Nike Tano, is that how you say it? I don't know. Sweatshirt. This was extra large, blue, striped. This brand can be faked, so make sure you just look at all of the tags and these like leather patches to make sure that it's real. $30 on that. That brand usually sells pretty good for me. I sold these pair of Abercrombie and Fitch jeans. These sold really fast. They were in a size 2. They were the Flare Ultra High Rise. $25 on those. I'm pricing most of my Abercrombie at $30 or $35 lately. It's not selling quite as good as it used to, but I'm still happy with the amount I can get for it. Next up is a bundle for $60. It was a Tommy Bahama dress in a size large, a maxi dress, this vintage Escada blazer that came in a thread-up designer box, a vintage wool vest that I couldn't find, so I substituted something else for her, some men's Nike shoes that I've had forever, and a Talbot's blazer in a size 10 that I've also had forever. So praise for getting out the old items, because we want to put in better stuff. Next up was a New With Tags pair of jeans from The Buckle. These were called Flying Monkey. I would not get this brand if it wasn't New With Tags, but they were new and they were a flare style, so that's why I decided to get those. $30 on those if I didn't say. Hopefully you guys are just listening to this while maybe you're listing or doing pictures. I don't know, maybe some people like to actually watch, but I always just have my stuff on in the background. Next up are these Redone jeans. These were in a size 27. They're a high-rise crop flare. They did have a button fly, and they sold for $40. When I first looked up comps on Redone, they were doing better than that, but I feel like the value has gone down. Next up was a men's Nike sweatshirt in a size large. I don't know if I got this originally for Brian or something, but somehow I ended up listing it. $12 on that. Not really a great sale, but I did still make some profit. I sold this Barefoot Dreams jumpsuit. This was the Malibu collection, so it said it right on the tag there. Kind of like a loungewear type of piece in a size extra large that sold for $34. Next up, I sold a pair of Anthropologie pants in a size 28. This was called the Wanderer pant, but I actually have been passing on this when I see it at the thrift store lately, because when I'm looking up the sell-through rate, it's not very good. $17 is not ideal if I pay $7 to $9 for pants, but I mean, I did still make some money, so I'm happy that I still made some profit. This was a vintage men's alpaca sweater. It didn't have a brand, but I just thought it was a cool design, and it was made of alpaca. So that sold for $18. Next up, we sold a pair of North Face shorts. This was in a bin. I was going through bins, and this wasn't listed anywhere for some reason. They were a pair of men's, size 36, so perfect time to be listing these since outdoor and hiking selling so well. Those sold for $17. After that, I sold this ModCloth dress in a size extra large. This was a Space Galaxy print. The last time I had ModCloth with a Space Galaxy print, it sold really quickly. ModCloth does seem to sell quicker for me in the larger sizes. That sold for $28. I sold these Phantasma shoes. This is like a goth kind of anime type brand, I think. They were platform, like lace up kind of, I don't know. I would not call those boots, but like a low top type of shoe. So $25 in those. I originally had them listed higher, but they went through a few markdown sales, and that's what they sold for. Next up was a bundle for $98, which I was really happy because this day was really slow on sale. So it was a pair of Vionic sandals in a size 10, a Rebecca Minkoff purse that came up in a thread up purse box, a J. Crew size 14 lamb's wool blazer, a Lululemon size 10 black cardigan, and an Eileen Fisher sweater in a size medium. So $98 for those 5 things. So I was pretty happy with a bundle sale on a slow day. And then the last item we have here is this Birkenstock Betula sandals. These were in a size 6. They were leather. They had this crisscross style. I think the Betula is a little bit of like a lower end of Birkenstock, but I still pick them up if they're cheap enough. So $23 on those. Let's go to eBay. First up, I sold this Claire V purse for $160. They just sent me this offer this morning. So I took it. I was trying to get 200 is what I originally told myself that I wanted to get for this. But then somebody offered me this morning and I was like, okay, I'm going to take it because I'd rather have $160 than counter $40 and risk having nothing. So I don't know. That's just what I did. Claire V, let's look at it. This is a really cool purse. It was really pretty. I got this at a consignment store. I actually paid $100 for it. So I still made some money. Just not as much as I wanted to, but that's okay. Let me know if you guys would have like paid that much. A lot of people probably would say no. Next up was an Eileen Fisher top that sold for $20. This was a newer one that I am showing. I might be showing it in an upcoming video, or I already did show it. It ended up having a spot on it though that I couldn't get out. It was organic cotton. So I did list it lower at $25 and someone offered me $20. So I went ahead and took that. I sold these Lululemon jogger pants for $25. These were a size 4. They were called the warm down sweatpants. So $25 and originally was $35. I'm happy with that. Excuse me while I take a quick drink. Next up is a pair of Democracy jeans. These are in a size 12. They were the blue Absolution high-rise boot cut. The boot cut does do better than the skinnies, especially in the larger sizes. So yay for that. Next up was this Johnny Was top. This was new with tags. I just listed this. It was listed for about 1 day. I got this at a local clearance store for $10. It's sold for $60. I had it listed for $80. So I thought that was a really fair offer. Next up was this new with tags Free People tank top. This was in a size extra small, kind of a flowy V-neck minimalist type tank top, originally retailed for $78. And yeah, I sold these Duluth trading pants for $17. These I listed for $25. I got these because they were plus size and they're outdoor, and the outdoor stuff is selling really good for me right now. I probably normally wouldn't pick those up, but this was also a day where I was not finding very much stuff, so I really needed inventory, and I'm also just still trying to stock up my closet and my listings because I want to have over 100 drafts before I leave for my trip next week on Friday, because I'm still going to be listing every day. So if you go on vacation, you can put your Poshmark store can go on vacation mode, but I would suggest not having it on there very much. So what I'll do, even if it's like 4 or 5 days before I get back, I turn it back on, and every time I get a sale or an offer, I communicate with the buyers. I'm out of town. I'll ship this when I get back, and probably 90% of people are like, okay, that's great. They don't care. And on eBay, I change my handling time. I do not use vacation mode on eBay because I feel like it kills my traffic. I just change my handling time every day. So when I leave, I'm going to push 8 days handling time. And then the next day, I'll move it down to 7 days. And the next day, 6. So I just keep doing that. I bring my laptop with me on vacation. So that would be another tip if you're going out of town this summer. I would suggest not doing vacation mode if you don't have to. Next up was this Eileen Fisher skirt that sold for $21. This was in a size 2X, a black pull-on, just like stretch, minimalist type skirt. Next up was a Bowden blazer that sold for $26. This was a size 6 black velvet blazer. I did put holiday and Christmas because sometimes I feel like velvet does better in those times, but that's okay. I've had that listed for a while. Next up was an Eileen Fisher top that sold for $14. This was red, size medium, organic cotton. Did have a little light spot there, so that was on sale, and then someone offered me a little bit less. I went ahead and took it. Another pair of them new with tags American Eagle jeans. These were in a size 6 short. These were the Festival Flare in a black. I listed them for $38. Somebody offered me $30, so I went ahead and took that. Next up was the brand Outdoor Research. This sold for $22.50 with a 20% off coupon. I always have coupons running in my eBay store, so I would suggest that if you have eBay, get at least that starter store and run a coupon. Always have a coupon available for your buyers to use. This is a brand that can do well, but not as good as it used to, in my opinion. Here's that Viore shirt I was talking about. See, it sold for $31. It was a boxy. It was called the Energy Tee. I just found this. It sold so fast. If it was a size small, I might have kept it because it was so cute, but it was a medium, so I went ahead and sold that. Here's a pair of 1 teaspoon shorts. I talked about this before. This brand does not do good for me anymore. These ones are called the Sailors. They have this style right on the back on the patch. Low rise, relaxed fit, cuffed short. Every time I look up 1 teaspoon sell-through rate lately, it sucks. So I'm leaving it behind. I sold this Eileen Fisher sweater for $10. It was just a size small. It was burgundy. It had a little spot, and it was a lyocell. So not really a great fabric, not really a great pickup. So goodbye. We have an Ariat shirt. This is a women's extra, extra large. This is a brown floral embroidered. Ariat is a Western brand. I like to sell it most in the boots, but $27 for a top, I am happy with that. This buyer ended up buying 3 things from me in a bundle, so she just messaged me and asked me, if I buy a few things, can you refund me the shipping difference? And I went ahead and said, sure. So she paid $60 for these 2 shirts, a Vince size large Pima cotton top and a Vince size large tan linen top. And then she paid $30 for these Eileen Fisher size 14 petite organic cotton pants. So a really good sale there. That's $90. And then I just refunded her the shipping difference and I shipped them all together in one. Actually, she did use the 20% off coupon on those. But anyway, that was great. That was a great sale. Next up is a soft surrounding that sold for 25% off with a 20% coupon. This is even the older tag, but it still sold really fast. I felt like the style would sell, and I guess I was right. Next up are these cabbie pants that were in a size 10. These are the cargo skinny, kind of a boho minimalist type look. I did get these from Ryan, so I listed them lower to move them. Next up was this Eileen Fisher drapey silk tank top. This was in a size medium. This is already sold, and it got returned to me for fit, so I listed it again, and it sold again within a few weeks. Next up was a Toad & Co dress. This sold for $28 with my 20% off coupon. This was called the Rosemary dress. The style is right behind the material tag, so it's really easy to tell what it is. That way you can look up comps at the thrift store and see what it's going for. Next up was a Lululemon cardigan sweater in a size 6. This was a merino wool blend. It did have a little hole up here by the logo, so I did list it a little bit lower, and that sold for $20. Another $20 sale are these Fit Flop sandals. These are women's size 9. I don't have any Fit Flop left in my store. When I've been listing the sandals, they have been selling quickly. I think that's going to slow down here soon. Another pair of redone jeans. These are in a size 32. These are the high-rise straight leg stovepipe jeans. I had them originally listed for $65. Like I said, I don't know. The price was there when I first listed them, so now they sold for $29. Here's another pair of jeans that the sold comps were way higher. Mousy Vintage, I only sold these for $34. When I looked up comps on this style and this size and this color, it was really high, but mine sat for a really long time. So they went through some markdown sales, and that's what they sold for. And I'm fine with that. Next up was a New With Tags Airy swimsuit. This was in, if you hear me pause, I'm taking a drink, so I don't have to hack. This was in a size medium tall. It was a one-piece palm beach swim. It was obviously a beach swimsuit. That was one of the keywords I used. This got returned to me, and now it only sold for $11. I am ready to be moving out swimsuits, so if you need any, I do still have some swimsuits in my closet, including some Johnny Was swimsuits, and I will be taking lower offers on my summer type items, so feel free to come and let me know you're a viewer, because that does make a difference sometimes on the offers that I accept. But I can't, there's certain things where it's like I know I have to get a certain amount, so don't feel offended if I counter. Next up was a Catherine's 2X animal print leopard top. This only sold for $9. I am trying to be more picky with Catherine's. I sold this Quacker Factory cardigan sweater. This was New With Tags in a size 3X with some embroidered dragonflies. So I do look for Quacker Factory in plus sizes and certain themes. Next up was an Anthropologie Pilcrow top that sold for $17. This was in a size medium. It was just a tank top with these ruched sides. Again, just trying to get some kind of summer items in my closet, just like this. A Lily Pulitzer tank top in a size small. This is just a classic, colorful Lily Pulitzer print. Listed for 25, sold for 20. Next up is the brand Blank or Blanky. These sold for $23. It's not the maternity brand. Here's what the tag looks like. It's a big red tag, and I thought it looked interesting, so that's why I decided to look them up. Originally listed for $50 based on sold comps, but did not sell for that. Went through a couple of markdowns and sold for $24. I sold this Ming Wang cardigan sweater for $17. I seem to do better with the ones that are more colorful, I feel like. And this one did have some little light spots that I couldn't get off, so that's why I had to list it for lower. Excuse me if you hear me cough. Okay, Teo sandals. This certain style had really good sold comps. Around $48 or $40. So I listed them for $48. They were brown leather, and then you can find the style name of Teos right here in the top left. This is called the Gift 2 sandals. I did accept a lower offer on them of around $30 because they offered it only about a day after listing. Next up was this IC by Connie K shirt in a size small. This was a blue and white striped tunic. The smaller sizes don't seem to do as good sometimes. So I think I need to really look up that at the thrift store before I decide to buy that in the smaller size again. Next up was the 2004 vintage Athens Olympics hat. I decided to get this because of the timing. We're getting ready to get into the 2024 Olympics, and somebody did buy it for $20, so yay. Next up were a pair of Free People sandals. These were called the Mont Blanc, is that how you say it? Boho sandals in a size 8. I sold these before in a little bit of a different style. $24. A lot of people make dupes of these, of different brands. Another pair of new with tags, American Eagle. These ones sold for $30. They were the size 16 short, black dreamy drape, super high rise, cargo, baggy, wide leg. So a really good style on those. Next up were a pair of Lululemon shorts that sold for $35 with my 20% off coupon. They were the speed shorts. They were even an older style because there's no letters or numbers around the size tag, but they still sold extremely quickly. Another pair of Lululemon shorts. These ones sold for $22. They were the white tracker shorts. These used to be mine. Size 12. I was wearing size 12 last summer. I was getting up there, and now I'm not in that size anymore. So I'm not trying to be like rude. I'm just saying that's what I was wearing. So anyway, they had some spots. I did accept a lower offer. I like getting stuff from the thrift store because then when I don't want it anymore, if it's a good brand, I can resell it. Next up was a new with tags Lululemon tie-dye Align crop. This only sold for $22, and I've had it for literally forever. So I don't know if this Align tee isn't that popular anymore or if it was the style or what, but that was marked down 60%. Next up was a Catherine's kimono. This was in a one size sparkle. I kind of did put holiday Christmas. I've had this for a while too. It's 60% off. I am being more picky with Catherine's these days. A Land's End swimsuit that sold for $22. So this was like a geometric print in a size 20. So the larger sizes do tend to do better in most swimsuits I've noticed. And for some reason, I lost my spot here on eBay. So let's get back. Next up, a pair of men's sandals that sold for $25. These sold really fast. They were in a men's size 7, so that's a small size for guys, but it also could have been for like a bigger kid. Again, hiking outdoor, really quick sale. Next up were some men's Gucci shoes. These were bought by a girl, so she might have been trying to get them for herself, and just like figuring out the sizing, but they said they don't fit them. So they're returning those, which is depressing. $100 sale. Storybook Knits sweater. This is a vintage brand. I get it sometimes. This had a really fun jungle print on it. Here's what the tag looks like. It did take a little while to sell, but I would probably still get it with some of the themes. This is the brand LK Bennett. A lot of people told me on Instagram, do not get these, but I went with my own gut. So if you have resold for a long time and you're successful, you keep making more money every year, I feel like you can kind of know what sells and what doesn't. You can get advice from other people, but ultimately, like, you know how to make good business decisions, and I feel like that's where I'm at right now. Next up is a Coach purse. This is a vintage purse, or maybe close to vintage, 20 years old. I got this at a garage sale for $3 or $4. It did have some spots in the corners and some holes, but it still sold for $25, or it sold for $30 with a 20% off coupon. Next up was a Duluth trading shirt. Actually, this is getting returned. Somebody said that the color just doesn't look good on them, so they are returning them. I sold these LuLaRoe skinny jeans for $36. I mean, they were a size 36. Sold them for $25. High-rise skinny jeans, LuLaRoe. Not selling quite as good as they used to, but I will still pick them up. Next up was this John Mark top in a size extra large. This was a sheer faux denim. I think you guys saw me find this in a Thrift With Me video recently. That sold really fast for $35 with a 20% off coupon. A couple more items here. These Beyond Yoga leggings sold for $18. They were a women's size small in the color green, so that was a nice quick sale. And then I sold this Soft Surroundings top in a size large. This was a velvet top and it was floral. So larger sizes with like an interesting pattern or print, I feel like can still do good. And oh, here, two more. Men's G4 shorts. This is a Bolo brand in the golf. This is what the logo looks like. I was going to give these to my brother, but they have this blue staining right here. So I decided to sell them myself because he doesn't usually like to sell flawed items. And then the last item was this Lily Pulitzer shirt. This was a really newer style, so make sure you look up the styles of your Lily Pulitzer. Right here it said it was from April of 2022. Listed it for $55 and then ended up selling for $55 with my coupon. So that's it. I'm trying to think if there's any more tips. I guess I would say continue to be consistent. Even when sales are depressing and slow, like Grace's eBay has been dead this week, but I'm like, keep listing every day. Keep sending out offers. Have a coupon. Like run a markdown sale, although she's not ready to run a markdown sale yet because she's only been doing this for about a month. But just keep being consistent. If you have good items, stuff will sell. If this happens to you for 3 months in a row, you need to reassess your business. Something wrong is going on. So I guess that would just be my tips. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. I hope you have good sales. I've had some good ones starting off today, so hopefully it continues. And I'll see you Sunday. I have a thrift haul. Oh, my hair. I have a thrift haul. I'm going to show you what I found, how much I paid for it, how much it's going to sell for. So really excited for that one. Have a great day. Bye.